on time, I'm proud of it. But that's one of the greatest things a person can have is being on time.
Punctual.
Amen. I gave it hard to her father.
Yeah.
Come on in. I'm blocking the door. It's just a house. It isn't much. Hey, Jude. Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Love you, Grandpa.
Gosh, it's good to see you.
It's good to see
Why
you.
don't we put the kids on the couch? There's a nice couch over there, and there's the little guys, and probably all fit on there. They're all walking.
I wanted to interview you.
Interview me?
Yes. So I can make a neat little video.
Listen, I was pretty good at interviewing when I was about 65. I'm almost 93 now. I got to tell you what, I got my rings, you know, I'm getting so skinny now. God, I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
This is my wedding ring. It's just about ready to fall off.
Oh my goodness.
And so I bought a little box like this that's got some inserts in it, which first of all, I'll probably have to have somebody help me put the daggone thing in there when I find it.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to put it here so I can find it.
Yeah.
I don't remember where here is. Thank you for this.
Yeah, of course.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring out my interview chair here.
Oh, well, you get comfortable.
This is really my saxophone chair.
Yeah? Well, then it's a good
Walk
one.
over here where I'm not like 100 miles away.
Ollie and Emery.
I can't believe this phone today. One of you is Indy.
Indy is our littlest.
Okay, and which one is the guy that's got the big mouth? That I think your mother said his name was Ollie.
That's this guy here.
Yep, that's our little firecracker.
That's
Yeah,
Did
he's
you use up all your voice already?
You forgot how to talk? That's okay.
Gee, I wish I could do that. And this thing I know, and I know Emery's in there someplace.
Emery, go walk up to Grandpa and say hi.
Hello, Emery.
Here's Emery.
Oh, hi, Judy. Can you bring this telephone? This never rings.
you're a popular guy.
Jackie!
Jack, go say hi to Grandpa. You were named.
Jack.
This is who you were named after, Jack.
This is Jack.
Jack doesn't want to say hello to Jack?
Jack, go say hi. This is your Grandpa Jack.
Well, if I live another year, maybe he'll start talking to me.
Do you still play the saxophone?
Yeah, I'm playing. I'm going to play for Christmas time over there. Yeah, I pick it up. I don't, playing alone is no fun.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get impetus to it.
Yeah.
Well, I could take the thing out and horse her out to read and everything. I can't see where the doodly do anymore.
Yeah.
And I played that saxophone for money since I was 11 years old.
Oh, dang.
So I could put that thing together without even thinking about it. But boy, when you don't have any vision anymore, it's another story. And that reed has to be just exactly right, or it doesn't blow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I don't know if do I want to go through this hassle today or not. No, I don't think I do.
Ollie boy.
Karen picked me up to take me to the doctor the other day, and I forgot him again.
Oh no.
I got a sign on the door when I go out. It says, "Don't forget your hearing aids." And I'm so used to looking at the sign that I don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
And in the house alone, I don't, there's nobody to talk to me anyhow, so I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all of the pleasures. All you got to do is live long enough to have all this happen to you.
Yeah.
My dad was 69 when he died.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to ask you about when you played with your parents. How didn't you guys play music all together?
I can't tell you how young I was. I tell you how young I was. And you want to hear the crazy story about my musical background?
Yeah.
When I was probably like one of your little kids here, my dad bought me a small violin, one a 3/4 size. And he was going to take me to a place called De Pere, which is 5 miles away, which back then 5 miles is a long ways.
Yeah.
And that was, the lady was going to give me some lessons. Whatever happened, my dad never told me. All of a sudden, the violin is gone. Next thing I got is a set of drums in the front room.
Oh no.
and no, never lessons, no lessons.
Yeah.
Here's the drums, here's the sticks, have at it. And so I played a few things with mom and dad, you know, I never was, drums was really not my bag, but, you know.
We'll walk around outside real quick.
And then the saxophone, that's another thing. Then all of a sudden one day he bought me this saxophone. And there it is, you know, it's a complicated instrument. No lessons.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let me count to 3. We're gonna go do a walk.
And so I fiddly do it around on it and played it and could play songs. And then I ended up going out with mom and dad,
Go do a walk.
my mom and dad and a drummer, and playing along with them. Played all, name a place around Green Bay, we played them.
Yeah.
You know, and for those years,
All these
and then I had, and then that first job I told you about was a job that I played with some people that were nobody I knew.
Yeah.
No music, just play. And got to know the songs to do that.
Yeah.
And I was 11. I got a picture of that here someplace.
Oh yeah. That's pretty neat.
At 11, Grandpa, you were playing no music with the whole band?
With a bunch
Yeah,
of
this
people.
is just a little combo, a little small combo.
Yeah.
Then when I was 13, I joined a band. Then I'd learned how to read music by that time. And I was playing with this. There was 3 saxes and a trumpet and drums, piano accordion. I don't know if it was a bass player or not, whatever. And I was 13.
Yeah.
You wanna walk outside for a little bit?
Then when I was 17, I had the 10-piece band when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Dang.
Played all the school proms that year in Green Bay with that band.
Yeah. So those were your jobs all growing up, was music?
This is the highlights kind
Yeah.
of you know.
Yeah. What were your favorite bands or musicians back in the day?
The ones that I listened to, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up with the Harry James and the Stan Kentons, and you probably don't know a lot of those names. No, these were all big bands.
Yeah.
Les Brown.
I've heard of that.
I know all these names. You know, I can't pull stuff out of my head like I used to in the old days.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't. One day I could have said blah blah blah. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, there was a lot of. I named some of them. You know.
Yeah.
In fact, and then when I was in service in the Navy, I was in Missouri first. I went in to be a pilot with the Navy.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
I was a fighter pilot. Well, I got in and started out, and they just monkeyed us around and kind of showed us what the biplanes were like, and we were helping to start them and get the older guys to play them,
Yeah.
to fly them. And then they said, there was 30 of us in this class, and they said, we got enough pilots now, we're going to send you over here. So they sent me down to Missouri, and if I'd have gone all the way through the whole thing, I'd have been on a ship someplace
Wow.
as an officer.
Yeah.
So then I had the band, I had one band, well, I was there for a couple of years, and of course the personnel changes. So I had two different bands there. But some pretty good players, really. And then the last place they sent me was Notre Dame, and that was my pride and joy. I had the big band there, and I don't have even a picture of it.
Oh, no kidding.
A photographer, listen to this, Miss Photographer.
Yeah.
We're playing at a place called the Palais Royal. It's the big ballroom in the South Bend with this band, and I'm all signed up. And one of my pals in the Navy said, "Jack, I'm going to take your picture today." Oh God, thank you. I'd love to have a picture of the band.
Yeah.
Well, remember those were times where photography and everything was crappy
Yeah.
compared to what it is, these days.
Yeah.
So he came out and said, "Jack, I'm sorry. I can't find a flash bulb in the area.
Oh no.
No picture. I don't have any, well, of course, there was recording stuff was just about, there wasn't anything yet.
Yeah.
So I no picture of that band. That's one thing I really feel bad about. I miss that.
And that was Notre Dame College.
Yeah.
And you played there with your big band and everything?
I played in the other band too. I played in the marching band.
Yeah.
And we had, in those days we had We had probably one of the largest marching bands. Today, it's not as big. They're a lot bigger today because they got people running all over the place.
Yeah.
But this is a 96-piece band, all musicians playing
Jeez.
and marching. We did. You would know of songs that were popular back in the 40s. Story with the Fringe on Top. That was from a big movie. And there's another one something about a train. I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, we had things showing that they were going down this field and the engine was blowing smoke and all that stuff.
Wow.
I mean, it was pretty fancy stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me feel good is when I left there, the bandmaster said, "Jack, come back and finish your scout. Come on, finish your schooling here."
Oh, really?
I stayed there till the war was over. I didn't want to be in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the guys at home wrote out, "Jack, when are you coming home?
Yeah.
I gotta get playing here again." Oh. So I had another big band back in Green Bay. That's when I met June. I heard June. If you want to hear the crazy story about it,
Yeah.
we had to get the singer we had was going to move or something, and so we had to find another singer. And she said, "Well, there's this gal that works down in the Prangies department store. She's in the hat department, and we can go down and see her down there." So a drummer and I go down there to say, "Okay, well, we're here to see June." And this gal is about this big, behind the counter. "Oh, I hope that's not June." Oh, here she comes right now. High heels, holy God, she knocked me off my feet. And we had a rehearsal, so she had, we had to hear her sing, and so she had to make sure she could handle it.
Yeah.
And I thought, gee, she's kind of old for me. I don't know about this, but I'm taking down the information for withholding tax and all that junk we have to do.
Oh, yeah.
And I found out she was a year and a half younger than me. I think that's what did it. We dated for a year. We were engaged a year before we got married. So we were ready to be married.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't odd. So many people get married and you don't know the other person,
Right.
and it's too late to find out. So anyhow, that was the name of that tale.
So-
But I played on a lot of stuff. Like Barnum and Bailey Circus came to town, and I played in their band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I played telethons, and
Was this drums or saxophone?
no, it's just all saxophone.
All sax.
Yeah. Now the drums, I never, except from with Mom and Dad, I never played any place with the drums. I didn't want the drums. He just bought them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the violin, that never came back into that.
I never got to play. I never got to put the bow on it one time.
Yeah.
Did you
I kind of wish in a way that I had.
Yeah.
I kind of wish in a way that I had, because the violin is a marvelous instrument, and it's the beginning of everything. And so, but that was not meant to be. Whatever, he wiggled me around. Like in the Navy, where I went, I ended up doing something I didn't really want to do, but I had all my great music, which was great, And so, and when I came out, I was going to be a band director.
Oh yeah.
And the guy at Stiller's and music stores, the guy that had the music store, I used to go in there and buy my music from a band said, "Jack, I need you to come work for me." I said, "I got a bum leg, I can't handle this by myself." Geez, I didn't know anything about that. Anyhow, I decided to go here, and I was going to try to keep going to school at the same time. It don't work.
Yeah.
This job was 6 days a week and Friday nights. And then I'm playing a few nights a week besides, I said I couldn't do it. So anyhow, I go there. 2 weeks after I take over the job, there I am, and he went on a vacation.
Left you in charge?
I was there for 18 years.
Wow. Was this in Green Bay?
Yeah, Green Bay for 18 years, and then then they were going to give us the business, there was a music and photo. By the way, just as a side to this, our photo department and the Packers were a big part of our store because our guys took all of the movies of the games for the Packers,
Oh,
the
no
ones that
kidding.
the widescreen jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they did all that kind of stuff. Vince Lombardi used to come in. Bart Starr came in to buy records. I sold stuff to
Wow.
names that you won't know from back in those days.
Vince Lombardi's a big one though.
Yeah, but there's you remember, the name Bart Starr.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
He was the big quarterback. He was a 7th round pick from Alabama.
Jeez.
Ends up being a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, so that's just on the side. But the store was nice, and my wife June would say to me, "Well, Jack, what do they do? What's happening with the store?" I don't know. I said, "They got a lawyer in there, and I think he's making a lot of money, and nothing. We're not going anywhere with it."
Yeah.
So I finally decided. Oh, and I was gonna. I wrote. There was an ad in the paper about Arizona City, and I thought, well, I'll just write back or call, but whatever I had to do to let them know. I said, yeah, but I'm interested to talk to you about Arizona City. I got a phone call a couple of days later. They said, well, we're in Arizona City. I mean, we're in Green Bay. Can we come over and see you? Oh God!
Yeah.
I ended up buying a couple of lots, and that was the start of our start going to Arizona City. The Lord, whatever He wanted me to do, that's where I ended up.
Yeah. You bought a few lots in Arizona City?
Yeah. Yeah, just it was when I moved there was I think we made it up to 200 people in the whole town.
Wow.
And there was 9 of us.
Yeah. You guys were half the population.
So and then the guys that came down that I talked to about these property from, they were selling property up there, and that's when they said, well, come on out to Arizona. Hey, just put a bunch of zeros on, you'll be rich. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We got out there. The guy had gotten fired. I had no job,
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
and I'd sold my house. And of course I had some equity in it, so I had that.
Yeah.
I bought a $1,500. I bought this house in Arizona City, never seen it. When we drove up to it, that was the first look we had at it. Oh God, all the stuff that I did, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and almost out of, we're just about out of money.
Yeah.
And the parish priest, the Monsignor, was good friends with us, and we had him over for dinner. And he said, by the way, he said, the country club right across from here it's ready for lease. They've been putting their own people in there that were stealing from them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buying drinks from everybody and stealing out of the till and whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, God, I played in a lot of joints in my day, but I've never been behind a bar or any place. What are we going to do? She said, you can do it.
Yeah.
And of course, June really ended up with it. But we took over the club and ran that for 4 years. And then I went to New York Life.
Yeah.
21 years there.
Yeah.
Ah, what a life.
Yeah.
My biography. Is that as close as I'm going to get? Okay.
Yeah.
I think, a lifetime of all those years, and it doesn't take long to say something, to tell it, does it?
Yeah. No. But yeah. So I had.
Well, of course, I've skipped 7 kids.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to ask, did you and Grandma have a favorite song that you like to perform together? Like, what was your favorite song to perform together?
I'll tell you one thing about June. I pray to thank God every day, and still do. That the Lord put us together. We had a wonderful life together.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were made for each other. We were really blessed. And so one thing about June, she was like me.
Yeah.
Of course, I use a lot of music too, but most of the stuff, when I played with June, we didn't use music.
Oh yeah.
All those nights, all those places we played, we didn't use music. We just, and up and all around Green Bay, and our club, here, it was all no music.
Yeah.
And just called whatever, I'd make up a list of tunes, maybe we're going to play this, that, and try to put tune songs in so that it kind of mixed up the music. She never said, I don't want to sing that,
Yeah.
or any of that kind of stuff. She was just ready to go. Never, and once did she ever say that. The only time she ever took some music with her to read that she did was at Christmas some years ago. It's now, God, she'd be gone 8 years in January.
Yeah.
We were going to sing da, 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 a Christmas song, and it's something you don't sing very often.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, I think I know everything, but I'm going to put the words down and stick them in front of me just in case I got." She didn't need them, but they were there.
Yeah.
But she sang whatever I called, she sang it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I picked a song, it would probably be maybe one that June might like.
Yeah.
And she sang so many songs. One of them is "Someone to Watch Over Me."
Oh, yeah.
Was a beautiful song. I know she liked that. And if I could get my head to move, I could think of some others, but I can't retrieve like I did.
Yeah,
years
well,
ago.
that's
They just
okay.
don't come.
Yeah. So how did you have a big proposal story for Grandma when you proposed to her?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever. Yeah, I think we were engaged on Valentine's Day or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of that.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I think it was just all. When are we going to set the date, kind of thing.
Yeah. You just knew.
Well, I mean, we were together, and all those 2 years, hardly a day went by I didn't see her.
Yeah.
For those 2 years, and she lived, I said, 5 miles away.
Yeah.
So, one thing I can tell you that's kind of funny, I think it's funny to me anyhow, and my mom and dad accepted her like right now. That was wonderful as well.
Yeah.
And she'd be over for a meal, and I can remember one day my dad said to her, Junebug, come and get some soup. I never called her Junebug, and now I call her Junebug almost all the time. Hey, Junebug.
Yeah. So it came from your
I
dad.
have a stationary bike that I bought. I named it June Bike.
Oh. That's sweet. Yeah, I love that nickname.
No getting down on the knees or anything like that. It was just automatic that we were going to. It just went.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we were going to get married on my mother's and dad's anniversary, the 3rd of June, and one of the ladies in my that worked in the store was getting married that same day.
Oh, yeah.
So we ended up getting married on the 16th. So I mean,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah. As long as you're married, you're
Yeah,
happy.
that was.
Yeah. Can you share some of your favorite memories with all your kids?
Oh Lord, I wouldn't know where to start. If I started to say something about one and then left the others out, I'd feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
The kids are all really good, never any troubles with any of them. And they were wonderful kids. They still are. Every one of those kids was on.
Yeah.
I think that's what's got me still alive. If I didn't have any kids, I don't think I'd be here yet.
Yeah. To keep you going.
No, I don't. I think I'll just bypass that. I'd rather not. I'd rather not just say, well, so and so did this and that. Oh, not me. Don't you remember when?
Yeah.
I don't always remember all the stuff either. And that's a funny thing. Your dad will say, "Don't you remember when I said?"
Yeah. You don't. Well, did you have any memorable family trips that you guys took, or what were some of the things that you guys like to do as families, as a family together?
Well, as our personal family, we used to go out on here in Arizona. Well, in Green Bay too. All I had off was Sundays, and then we had church first. So what did we have left? Sunday afternoons. Mm-hmm. And unless the weather was disagreeable, but in the summertime especially, I'd take them to Lake Michigan was off to the right. The bay was right there, and there were some big parks. The park at Bay Beach, as we call it, had some rides in it. And stuff like that, you know, and there were some other little places along the way, but we always found a place to go. I tried to be with them, and when we came out here to Arizona City, we went out. We parked, go down the roadways, and there was a place to go park in there. After church, we'd start a fire, and June would get going on the cooking, and we have our breakfast outdoors. Maybe throw a ball around or something.
Yeah.
We always had a little dog with us, most times. Fluffy.
Yeah, I've heard about Fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you try to get me to bring back memories, and it's hard to do anymore.
Yeah.
It's really hard to remember all this stuff.
Yeah.
I find myself starting to say a sentence, and I'm looking for an adjective, and I say, I want to say this about this, that word, whatever it is that I'm trying, I can't think of it.
It's in there. It's just locked
Well, in
away
the old
somewhere.
days, it's just like a yak. You heard what a yacker I am anyhow. And so it just all came out today. It's a little rusty up there, I think.
Yeah, but you're pretty sharp, Grandpa. You still remember a lot.
Well, you know, and like I said, when the kids will say, "Do you remember?" Then sometimes I say, "Well, do you remember that?" Well, yeah, I do remember doing that. You know, I remember putting bicycles together for kids for, you know, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of great memories there,
Yeah.
and the looks in their eyes when they, and you know, we had a tree, and it was bare when the kids went to bed at night, Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah.
Nothing on it, nothing. And then we had to have Santa get after it and do the whole thing.
Yeah, he would decorate the tree for you.
And get the thing all going. And then pretty soon one of the kids would be saying, "Mama, can I get up?" Christmases were really special times,
Yeah.
you know, especially in younger days. That was a lot of fun. And we're just fortunate we were able to. As I said, when I think back on my life, I think there wasn't anything that I did that I really wanted to do when I started. Well, I really thought I'd be a band director. That was although I had a lot of bands and played in a lot of bands.
Yeah.
But I mean, a high school band, you know, as a conductor. That it wasn't, he said, "No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're going to do this. You're going to go into the Navy. No, you're not going to be a flyer." You know, and so and then the country club, that was really out of. And we did 4 years there, and we flourished there. We did really well.
Yeah.
We had people had come from Phoenix and Tucson and meet here for a meeting at our place.
Yeah.
It was really, it was something else. And it was June. I give her all the credit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you can plan, you say, "I'm going to do this," and then, like you said, the Lord leads you, and it takes you where you need to be. I mean, it led you to Grandma, and then to Arizona, and
It was, you know, and then we moved out. Everybody thought we were nuts.
yeah.
Pretty soon, Mom and Dad were out here, and then my brother-in-law, and he has 7 kids too. And my sister Joyce, I don't know if you can see the picture. She's right on the right-hand side of her.
Oh yeah.
And she's died. She died a year after June. So it's yeah. So I didn't realize how much I was following what the Lord wanted until later years.
Yeah.
I said, "Gee, I'm thinking back about, holy smokes, look at this. I was going to do this, and all of a sudden I'm doing this." Yeah.